What's up, guys? Today on the first episode, we're going to talk about Apple and the FBI.
The Zika virus in North Korea.
And then we're going to talk about Trump and Ghostbusters. What's up, guys? My name is Nick Hine.
I'm Wade Britt.
And this is our first official episode of Unrefined Ideas, which is basically a show where we're just going to kind of sit around and talk about, well, really just pretty much anything real random. I mean, we'll talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah, I agree.
We did kind of like a mock show last week, and it was really fun to do, and I personally decided, like, let's just fucking do it, you know?
We had to get it on video. And that was the biggest thing. So, we're rounding it out.
Right,
we're, getting it on
making
video
it more professional, if you will.
Or less professional. I don't know
or
which.
less professional. Yeah. Whatever it actually turns out to be. But we did, we kind of got a list of things that we're going to talk about today, and we'll just kind of go through them one by one and just riff on it, really, more or less. So what do you got for us? What do we got today?
All right. We've got the Apple versus the FBI / government. It's the government. It's not just the FBI.
Yeah, it's not just the FBI.
It's not just the FBI. I favor, thank you. Yeah. I favor inside of Apple right now. And and I'm not a libertarian or anything. I just jive with the crowd, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a normal citizen right now, you know what I mean? So I'm not like, don't tread on me. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not like posting up in Oregon, holding people at gunpoint. So, like saying this is sacred land, whatever.
Right.
I don't do that. But I think them drawing a line in the sand for me about exactly how our lives already aren't private. And they can already probably access that information anyway. But this is the FBI is the only way you can get a true conviction out of it. So I think that's the scariest part. You know what I mean? Like, to foil a plot, we can use the NSA and the Patriot Act to do anything.
Right.
To prosecute Apple, we can't.
Right.
We can't use those tactics. So.
Well, what I was watching this video earlier, basically what Apple has already done is they've provided basically like iCloud backups of this guy's cell phone, so they could already have all the information that they want, but they still kind of want that back door, that Trojan, that.
See, they've already got. Well, that's my thing. They've got everything that would be like a clue, So are we saying that they didn't?
I think the argument was that the iCloud backup actually only went to a certain like time frame. They didn't have up to the day of the whole thing,
Yeah.
So they don't have up-to-date information on what actually, what his contacts could have been, who he could have been talking to.
Okay, all right.
They would get, like, long-run things, but they wouldn't get, like, the immediate information that they needed. But still, I'm not trying to say that it's a good thing. I think it's terrible. I think it's fucking stupid. I think
it violates our rights on a certain level, and I think
it does. It's the beginning of the end of all things, Yeah,
it's so Orwellian. It hurts, and I guess that's that line in the sand I'm talking about. I mean, it's literally like it's 1984 played out all over again. I mean,
yeah.
We're looking into computer screens right now at this, but with little video cameras on them. We've already got our master. We've already got our master. Robots are taking off. But,
iPads and cell phones, everything's got a camera on it nowadays. Everything captures. Everything is.
We live in a nice red gun state, so that's a good thing. So we can have our rights
Hell
there.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
But it's just because you got to protect yourself down here. But either way,
Yeah, it's just the whole thing. Like, I agree about giving the information to the FBI if it's actually good information that's necessary to solve this whole thing. But like I said, that's just the beginning of the end of all things. It's like you go from there then you're demanding the same sort of information from other companies that won't give that information. And then you've got
It's a slippery slope.
everything. Yeah, it's a massively slippery slope, it's just scary, man. We live in a fucking really scary time right now. Like, in all honesty, you watch, I don't really watch the news, but, you watch clips of debates and you see
debates right now with Trump. Anyway, keep going.
The whole thing, man. We just, sliding into maybe a topic that we talked about on our little run through, like, we've got just probably the craziest election in the history of all elections.
Yeah.
The most asinine, retarded, stupid election ever.
Well, I think, and what scares me are like the Trump supporters who are like, I'm voting just to see what kind of shit happens. And I'm like, are you like a believer in God, Jehu, Buddha? I mean, what's going on here? Because do you want the world to end? Are you that suicidal?
I don't know, man.
They can't pull their own trigger.
If you watch just
they
the
need
rallies,
death by the world, not the cop.
If you watch the rallies, man, it's scary, dude. It's really, like, legitimately scary. The people that support Trump, especially, like, I can't really say too much about the other candidates because...
Dude, they're, like, bloodthirsty, like, and they're the dumb... All right, you know what? They're the bread and butter of America, which doesn't always make amazing decisions. And that's where I'm going with it. And when you play into this, don't believe everything you listen and read or hear, or don't believe me. Shit. If I'll probably be wrong on a lot of my facts on our unrefined, because that's why it's unrefined.
Well, yeah, it's all unrefined. But, we have talked a little bit about some of this stuff before, on and off microphone and camera. We've discussed a lot of this stuff. It's definitely just, like we were talking about social media. Social media again comes into massive play with all of this stuff because, like I was just saying, I don't get my news from the news. I actually I look on social media. It's just like whatever's trending is whatever everybody is really.
See, I can't exist that way, man. I think that's like. And I love it because, like we were talking about last time, and when we were first recording, you're 27, I'm 34, man. Like, I mean, shit. I remember, like the days of the pager and like boobs and 911 when you actually needed to like hit up a payphone. And now in this digital age, I mean, my cell phone is a computer. That scares me. I mean, this thing is better than the first computer I ever experienced.
Dude, yeah, I had.
Like that, and speaking of Apple, that little cube, and and the floppy disks and shit, and like actual floppy disks.
No one ever remembers this video game, but it's a game called Willy Beamish. Like those are like old school games.
Yeah,
for me.
Okay.
I mean, Minesweep's obviously a classic, and
right.
The little ski thing, and fall or whatever it is, where you gotta escape the Yeti at the end, like all that shit. Like I remember all those games.
I love how even back then there were like pixelated adult games. Anyway, keep going. They're like, you get to see a naked girl at the fucking end, and you're just like,
There was another one. It was like a tank game.
Yeah,
that game was really fun.
Yep.
But yeah, it's all crazy shit, dude. Like, the world is in complete the world. I say the world. Well, the world. Yeah,
the world. All right, but the world is because like the way I look at it is, we really call. I look at every country as a cartel, and we're all just cartels vying for our piece of the trade. And trade is really our drug. And I mean, think about it. What's a drug but a commodity that is illegal in this country? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In some countries and in some states, certain things are legal. I mean, legalize it everywhere. But I mean, I love it. I love it because and this all stemmed from a simple intrusion into a terrorist, and he is a terrorist. See, this is my thing. Once you've gotten to a certain status, I'm not a damn terrorist. So, like I understand. It's like, rat him the hell out. But I don't really. It's just like when people found out you could put hidden cams in bathrooms, right? They're like, oh, you can do that?
Yeah, we can put a security camera in a bathroom?
Right. They were like, holy shit.
That's a thing we can actually do?
Yeah, and they were like, oh,
it's not invading someone's privacy.
And I feel that way now, especially where we live, dude. We've got video cameras everywhere, but it doesn't stop any of it. It doesn't really curb any violence.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't really solve the crimes
sometimes
either.
it does. It depends on the situation, but most people are smart enough to be like, "There's a camera there, yo." Like,
Yeah, exactly.
hey, there's
You
a
see
camera
the
there.
blue blinking light,
You might want to cover your face up if you're gonna do a crime.
right?
Yeah, man. It's just I think I'm very happy with Apple's stand against this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really awesome that they're like, no, we're not gonna. That's That's absolutely ridiculous for us to give you that. We'll give you the information that you need, but we can't.
Right.
We can't just release that.
Yeah, no, and I think
They recognize it.
we as human beings have a right to protect certain privacies of other human beings, and I think in the digital age we have overstepped personal privacy, and I mean it even gets down to like cyberbullying. I mean, like that shit that oversteps any line that I would have had growing up. What the fuck were they gonna do? I didn't. This is before AIM.
Let me ask you a question.
They weren't gonna hit me up.
Would you consider like spiteful memes against Trump or spiteful memes against the political figures as
I used to be a
cyberbullying?
subscriber to all of that, but now I feel like it's doing nothing but replacing human jobs in the long run. I know that sounds real far-fetched. That's real conspiracy, but like at the end of the day, it's like we're filling out surveys. You used to get paid to fill out surveys. I did a survey in like 98. I mean, the internet's up and running. We're doing okay, but we're not doing what we're doing now. Let's be honest, And, maybe some people were. I wasn't. I'm out of touch. But,
This man doesn't have any kind of social media, anything. No, nothing. He don't even really subscribe to it at all.
No, I don't have an Instagram. I don't, like just to go on a little shoot. It's like, I don't do it. I don't want to be placed anywhere. Not that I commit crimes, but more that it creeps me the fuck out. And I used to be on it. I used to be on every one, but I don't subscribe to the labeling because you got Pinterest, you have all these other things, and tweet. You can say something in the heat of the moment that you would never say to a person face to face, and I don't think that's a power you should have in your hand because they're just words. We're all big, sticks and stones, all that shit.
Well, it's easier to hide behind the curtain of social media than it is to.
Oh, anonymity. Well, it's not even really anonymity. It's fucking God, man. Like, I mean, I remember high school days when it was like, when computers, it was like AIM and shit. We were talking to each other, and it would be like one dude talked crap. So we'd go to his parents' house and try and beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
Like another screen name made for to go back and be like,
oh
yo,
God,
what's up?
yeah, man. And it was like the biggest invasion of privacy ever because you were like, all right, so we can't be all mobbed up and keep a secret in the circle.
My thing was always the away messages. I always tried to have the most clever away message I could possibly have. You know what I mean? So they'd send you a message and it'd be like, send that message to him. So it'd be like, hey. You'd be like, hey. I'd be like, hey.
Hey.
I'd be like, hey.
Yeah. It's like the witty voicemail message that's like, hello. It's just not fucking funny.
So we'll just kind of move on to another topic. Basically, let's talk about the other crazy shit that's going on in the world with Kim Jong-un and this whole arming the nuke, getting ready in the nukes, getting it started.
Man,
scary times, ladies and gentlemen.
Right? Like they could only wage war for a day, but with one push of a button, they could hurt some Californians.
I don't know. Do you think maybe we underestimate them? You think maybe they have the power to?
I think we underestimate a lot of people in this world. Like I said, everybody's a cartel. I mean, who's to say if? I mean, like they said, this shit can be transported in a briefcase, in a car. One that could devastate a major city could be transported in a briefcase. And that's not a dirty bomb. That's if you think about how small you can make an atom bomb now. This is what they were talking about in the news. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, well,
Yeah,
I mean, there are radical ideas over there, but honestly, I think North Korea might be crumbling on the inside a little bit. That's why he's killing a lot of his top generals who are like, you're gonna take
So
out
he's
one
kinda
city,
like
you're gonna take out one city,
treading water.
and maybe China and Russia won't back you up because it's America.
Yeah,
It's the end of the world scenario. Nobody will touch you. Or
we
he
do
could
have all this
blow up
crazy
South
shit
Korea.
going on, though.
I know, but like they say, Putin loves Trump. He's like, hey, he's a good guy. I like this guy.
Trump,
so
dude.
maybe the inevitable is gonna happen. That would be fun. Disgraceful.
Yeah, who knows, man? Like
I guess I'm more European in thought, and like I'm pro gun, I'm pro choice, but like I'm not Republican or Democrat, so I feel Bernie.
Speaking of, well, yeah, Bernie for sure. But speaking
It's
of,
not gonna happen.
What's up with this Zika thing? Like, explain Zika to me a little bit, just because I don't really
All
fully
right.
understand.
Zika virus.
It's an STD, right?
Well, no, it was a mosquito-borne illness, and the reason it freaks me out is because like any of you, everybody, you've seen Children of Men, right? With Clive Owen.
Yeah.
All right, and they're in Britain, and basically nobody's having children anymore. Well, all right, this virus right now is making it so that even if you get bit from a mosquito, and that's how this all started, but now it is mutated, and I don't even know if it's mutated. I think it just, well, obviously when it became the Zika virus, well, no, I think it's been around. That's what's scary about this. It's just because of the climate change, it's allowed it to come around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
And now you can spread it as an STD. I mean, apparently just kiss it. It's like a fucking flu almost.
That's weird. So
It's like a flu, so it's like this is something to really worry about, and it gives the children microcephaly, where their brains are very underdeveloped, and it almost looks like they don't have a skull, and they like have really little brains, like
Weird.
Deformities. It is some of the most fucked up shit.
the alien disease.
Yeah, I feel like it's alien-esque, but it's like a conspiracy theory being played out. North Korea is prepping their nukes, and the Zika virus is spreading. And what's scarier, wipe out the population that we have already, or wipe out the population that is being born that we can't contain? And that's, you know what I mean? So it's like, are they going to let it go? Cool. But honestly, it's like shit, a vasectomy and like not believing in Jesus will get you real far in this life. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need Zika virus. We need educated people. It's like you have like one or two children. Contraception fucking works.
What has happened to our fucking world, man?
The internet. I blame the internet. It's just.
On one hand, we got Deadpool, which was amazing, and then we got fucking Ghostbusters. We got all this fucking shit going on with Kim Jong-un and
oh my
Zika
god,
virus, and fucking Apple and Trump and Bernie and
Ebola
Hillary.
will probably never be stamped out, because we're now talking about Britain. Really, they love it. Britain and China's already there, but they're there legally as fuck, and they take whatever they want, and they don't give anybody shit. It's like, apparently, I guess, run by the triads. I don't know. But either way, they do all the gold mining. They're like, no, fuck you, motherfucker. I'll shoot you with my SKS, my Narenko. Bam. But, either way, Britain and other countries are looking into getting the raw scrap from old tanks from war zones in Africa. Yeah, this is what I want. I'm glad I remembered it, man. I'm gone, but I remember this. Yeah, they're taking old tanks and scrapping the steel and making it into steel for building more structures. And it was in there's like this beautiful city, and then Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who am I to say that like America's any fucking better? We have mansions next to tenements.
That's very true, man. I mean,
in every major city. And but the country's fucked up too. Let's be honest, man. I mean, a lot of people live in trailer homes, and a lot of people don't really have the right jobs. And when fucking straight up, when like bare knuckle boxing is a legal form of fucking like making money again, and it's legal, and you can bet on this shit, and Like straight up hoboing it and wearing a sign for a day is a form of work.
Dude, yeah, it's
and
real,
that goes into our job statistics. That's taxable fucking income.
It's real, man. You see it.
But the fist fighting, I can't believe it. It blew up. I mean, I knew it would blow up. We're a violent fucking culture. We love that shit. We've got to have our exit somehow. I say run around the block, play ice hockey. I did it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're a product of our times, man. We're a much more like grittier, like time period now.
Fuck yeah, because we're about to get nuked, and then we're about to never have children, which is a good thing for our generation because HPV is like the common cold. We broke that. It's like, I mean, shit, dude.
We broke that barrier, between what should and shouldn't be said. PC, political correctness.
Oh god,
is gone.
PC is gone, but at the same time, people get offended way too fucking seriously about like comedy. Because I think one form of expression that I love more than anything, and I think we can both agree on, there's times to be sensitive. Like when What's-His-Face from Seinfeld screamed the What's-Its thing at the What's-Its guy.
Right, yeah.
Not cool.
Not cool.
But fucking, like some of the shit Louis C.K. gets away with these days, fucking cool as shit. People that think he's off kilter or maybe a little racist, fuck him.
I like Louis C.K. a lot, man.
I'm just going to give him props, like, straight up. Dude.
There was another a thing I saw today about he sent emails to his fans.
Yeah.
Saying something about Trump, and I don't remember what the thing was. But
oh, good.
It was basically saying how stupid the whole situation was, which it is. It's fucking crazy anyway.
It can be bought. I mean, but for what I love hate about this? It fundamentally says that our government can be bought by one of the super elite. Fuck the Illuminati. Fuck all the Mason bullshit. Look at the super elite, the billionaire class. The billionaire class are the people that can do dumb shit like this and win over idiots. And they're never going to help the idiots. And it's like they want to kill us. I don't
think about how it is right now with the government. Like you're saying, and how it's a business, it's a real business thing. Think about that with fucking Trump as our president. Like think about how nuts that is. Just
there'd be a motherfucker beating a dude wearing a sign up, wearing another sign, working for the same store just to get more money. It would be stupid, man. It would be like, what would happen?
It's almost like unfathomable for me to even think that that's a possibility. That people will.
And he's going to waste money on that entire wall, and they're still going to fucking find a way to get around it.
They're actually going to build a wall.
Build a seawall, fool.
They will literally build a wall.
How the fuck? They get it in on submarines, man. What the shit are you thinking, Trump? I mean, does he understand anything about drug smuggling? They don't give a fuck about that wall.
He said, he was like, we're not going to build a wall where you could just go to get a ladder from Lowe's and you just walk over it. It's going to be a wall.
Did you see El Chapo's escape? That was no fucking ladder from Lowe's, bro. That was millions of dollars and corrupt officials. Right. And if you think we don't have corrupt officials in America, you're fucking foolish. Foolish. I mean, that's being honest from a municipal level to the top. People are paid. Whether it's from the dope game and your local officers, and hey, you do what you got to do. You got to make your little bit of money. Your life is on the line. I feel that. I respect it. And this is where privacy comes in. We need a little more privacy. This world doesn't have any privacy. Like, I mean, honestly,
it really doesn't.
I blame it for the sex explosion, people being addicted to porn, people doing what they do. Marriage is fucked. Christianity's on the way out. I mean, I'm not really, I believe in people having a good spirit, but I've died a bunch of times, so I mean, I'm not really a good Christian or anything. But
what were we fucking doing? We were watching.
Like, I don't want to riff on it too much. Yeah, I mean, maybe I do, but it's
we
like
were watching intros, Fraggle Rock, and what was
oh my god, childhood TV shows when you're a little fucking kid. Fraggle Rock, right? It's like these industrious little bastards that mine, and they're like work, and you answer, and you have to worry about like a demon ass big guy and his mother either cooking you, and you have to escape from him, and then you have like little rats down in the tunnels, and you eat like.
We were talking about the difference between our generations.
Yeah, I'm 34.
Cartoon shows and what was it? Eureka's Castle was my generation's.
What a fucking dream, dude! It's like they're prepping you to play video games.
Yeah,
like I didn't have that. Like we had Blades of Steel like 15 years too late. I was like
you were saying, theirs is like it's like work. It literally starts off like work. work, and ours is like, hey, come on, have a picnic.
No
Like,
shit, right?
let's go lay, chill around, and just imagine, y'all.
It
Like,
evolved into Teletubbies where they're like,
dude, that's a different. I don't.
And when
relate
I
with
started seeing Teletubbies, I was like, no wonder they build schools like prisons.
Man, I never was.
And they do.
Teletubby
Have you noticed in Memphis they build schools like prisons, bro?
Oh well, we live in Memphis, man. It's pretty simple. I mean, we have.
That's why I support the right to bear arms, because in Memphis you'll get got. And I guess that's the one thing a lot of people won't understand, why we'll both be like, oh, I'm totally pro-choice. But when it comes to bearing arms and being responsible, do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you got to defend yourself. I mean, like you can't be caught in Memphis just slacking all the time. So it's kind of fucked up that way.
Well, we're kind of getting a little close on time, but I do want to get to another couple of topics. Let's talk real fast about Ghostbusters. Go. What's your first? Just what's your first opinion?
Without Aykroyd and Murray and no. It's not Ghostbusters.
No, it's not Ghostbusters. I agree.
And no explanation for it. And I mean, even if they think it was going to be a redundant remade movie, the original cast, I mean, it showed me that greed alone wouldn't do it. Disney, they'll take the motherfucking money.
Oh yeah, they will.
George Lucas, I don't know if he was like, man, I already made enough money off Jar Jar Binks.
Fuck yeah. Well, no, he made all his money on action figures and toys.
There you go. But either way, you know, Hasbro or whatever.
Well, actually, dude, so honestly, Ghostbusters is the same way. I don't know if you remember, in the 90s, it was a really big deal. The Ghostbusters toys were fucking everywhere.
I had a bunch.
And it wasn't really just, you know, I'll say my opinion on the movie real fast. The trailer, really, because I can't make opinions on the movie. But based on the trailer, it's gonna be terrible. Like I don't have any kind of real faith. It was
dog shit. But it's not me being sexist. I'm telling you that outright. I'm not. It's not because it has female.
No. It's not. It's not a sexist thing. Honestly, it's kind of reverse sexism because the jokes are very dude oriented. They're very much like guy jokes, which is weird. And the same goes for
so
Bridesmaids.
Ironic.
Bridesmaids was kind of like a dude's chick comedy. It was weird. It obviously it bridged the gap, but
if this is what the masses will swallow, Trump might get elected. And
you go further than Ghostbusters if you want to say this is what the masses will swallow. They fucking swallowed some really shitty stuff in the last. I mean, we all have.
Like I said, man. Like different countries are cartels, man, and literally
the last X-Men movie was kind of poopy. I don't know. There were a bunch of really shitty ones. But yeah, man, I did not enjoy the Ghostbusters trailer at all. I didn't find any kind of interest in it. But what I was gonna say was, they made the video game, Ghostbusters video game, and it has Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray, and it has everybody, like all the original cast essentially, and it's really cool, man, because it's kind of modernized. They tell some of the old stories from the old movies and stuff, but the way that Dan Aykroyd, I believe it was, described it was, he was saying that this was kind of the way that Ghostbusters should have been back in the day, you know? They wanted to make it kind of a franchise thing.
How the fuck are you going to bring back Slimer, dude?
Well, there's another thing I heard, that Slimer was potentially the bad guy in the movie, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I can see how they could potentially take this new movie and create the franchise that they wanted to originally create with, have a Ghostbusters cinematic universe,
Into the future, man.
Yeah. They want to take it. Right. They want to take it. Okay. They're doing that with everything nowadays because all our favorite actors, all the good actors that we're a product of, are all old. But
we're not doing remakes of silent films in the 50s, so.
They are. I think they're supposed to be doing another remake.
Not now, but I'm saying in like the 50s. It's like, or like whenever Planet of the 70s.
Yeah, what were
you know what I mean? Or the 60s, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
No, man, they weren't playing any of that shit. They were.
So yeah, I'm a negative on the Ghostbusters thing. I don't think it's gonna be a very good movie. I don't really have insanely high hopes for it.
I'm generationally not attracted to it.
Generally,
I will probably I will go see it.
I'm not gonna see it.
No, I mean not when I say go see it, I mean when it hits Netflix like 5 years later.
Right, yeah. When it's like
when it's streaming on my Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. It'll hit there before it hits anywhere else.
And I'll be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it then. Just to kind of see what it's all about. I don't know. I might even pirate it. Who knows? I'm not going to say. I'm neither here nor there on that, but it's whatever. So yeah. I
don't do that shit.
I don't think we have too much time left, but we did talk a lot about a lot of different interesting things, and I know this one was kind of like haphazard and scattered because it is our first one. We'll get better.
Yeah, we're a little sloppy.
We'll get better with it as it goes on.
I agree with you.
I think we'll get more comfortable and stuff. But yeah, we've talked about a lot of stuff, and you got any kind of final words you want to say?
No, I mean, I'm happy with the way it went. First run, so sorry if it sucks, but I don't think it does.
It doesn't.
So
I think it was pretty good.
Moving forward, we're gonna keep doing this. So this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And hit us up. Definitely let us know what you think, and if you hate it, that's cool. That's your opinion.
Right. Yeah. I think we're gonna start doing this basically every Saturday. We'll start recording on Saturday. Hopefully, push through the editing, get it out maybe on a Sunday. And just keep it going for as long as we can, because it's kind of important. I think for me, I can really only speak for myself in this situation, but I think it's really important for me to just start doing something, and this is kind of a big move in that direction.
This is definitely a jump off for me too, so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it really is. I think it'll be a great thing. So guys, if you did like this first episode, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, hit that little share button too. Share it with your friends and like it. Leave us a comment. Tell us how we did. If we suck balls, Tell us that. But give us some constructive criticism. Give us something that we can bring forward into the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick Hine.
I'm Wade Britt.
This was Unrefined Ideas.
Very, very, very unrefined ideas.